Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I've recorded this a couple times now, so I'm really hoping that this works. I just want to check with OBS. Yeah, it looks like it's working now. So this is, I want to show off this pretty cool farm here. So this is a slime farm. I can go show that in the overworld here. Let's go into the portal. And yeah, you can see we have a ton of slime farms and a ton of slime chunks. So we have an AFK player here that's going to be working on these slime farms. Obviously, not every slime chunk is filled, but it's the majority of them, and they're all spawning slimes. So we can go ahead right back into the other. And I have it actually all turned off right now, just as we start the video. So there are minecarts underneath these magma blocks. They're right here. So they're off right now. So, oh, wow. Okay, so once we turn them on with this system here, the lever that I'm currently not looking at, it will pulse this, which will turn on minecarts, and they'll start going back and forth. If they have an item in them, that will get detected with the detector rail and power this piston, which will put that trapdoor down so that it's like right here. And then the minecart will get stuck going back and forth. The items that are in the minecart will get sucked out pretty fast with the minecarts here, and then put into 4 different hoppers that are then pushed into two droppers, and then those have systems that will check if they're ready to dump off items or not. And then there are these piston carry, the item transportation, item conveyors, I don't know what you would call them. Pistons pop up and then push, then go back down, and then it travels along. These will take all the items from here, push them all into one spot. Then they will get pushed furthermore down into one spot, where they will then be pushed aligned with the ice in the hoppers, and then pushed along the hoppers to see if they can go in. We have all these set up to be item sorters, so they'll only sort out the slime balls, or whatever farm you're using, it'll only sort out that. And I actually don't think, yeah. Oops. I left that on high. Okay. So now, when slime balls come in, there is an off chance that a pigman can spawn, and that would greatly break the system, because then you would get a gold nugget or something, and then it could get stuck in the auto crafting. So this does take advantage of the carpet auto crafting feature. So if you don't know what that is, basically you can point a hopper into a crafting table, and you can kind of automatically craft things. So here we're using it for slime balls. So when this thing becomes full with this little thing here, it will then later give an output here, unlocking this hopper, putting a slime block in here. So all the slime balls are then crafted into slime blocks with this system, and then pushed into shulkerbox loaders, which this one's actually really almost full. And then once it's full, that'll get broken, put into this hopper line, into a drop elevator, which I designed, and then put up into a storage here. And you can already see that we have a ton of slime blocks. This thing has been working flawlessly for about 3 days now. I tick warped it for quite some time. You can see some boxes from when I was just testing it, but yeah. We also have another switch here that when you turn it on, it will just power on the clock here that powers the whole piston pushing thing. So we can actually go ahead and turn these things on here. So I'll first turn on the minecarts. We can see that they start going. Then we can turn on the clock. Let's see that clock starts, and then we'll get the piston conveyors, the items. And they're both synced up exactly. And then once they reach the end here, all the items will then be pushed into one spot, and we can see that some of these two pistons are going. Also, if they don't fit into the first, I think, 18 hoppers, they'll be detected by the string, pushed here, pushed again along, aligned with ender chests, and put into another row of them. So it's pretty cool. Alright, I guess there's nothing really left to it, except to, oh wow, my game's lagging pretty bad right there, to turn on mob spawning. And you can see it's a lot of slime that will come through here. I found a problem when tick warping it. You can get a very large amount of number of items in the droppers at once, it'll back up. But it's only when it's tick rating, tick warping, whatever. I tested it in 20 TPS and it works fine. But yeah, so this thing isn't the fastest. It's around about 200k. You can get it to like 400, 500k. The collection system, which I'm actually showing off, could probably handle around maybe 500k. That could be probably the max. I'd say stick around 300k. If you're doing 500k somehow with a portal-based slime farm and not getting the pigment in the way, I don't know how you're doing that, but yeah. So we can see here that on 20 TPS, no hoppers are getting baked up, and the items in here are getting pushed out just fine. You can see no hopper will back up anything. It's all evenly spread out. And we can see here probably the auto-crafting working. The items shut down. Cross. Also, if they don't fit in, it's actually perfectly timed. So they're around about 300k items coming through. And so we have all that made with, I think, like 38 hoppers, I want to say. And obviously, if they don't fit, they'll just put into some fire. So here we can see the auto-crafting table work. We'll see once this reaches signal strength 15, it will pulse the comparator, which will let the slime block out. And we'll see, yeah, so this is pretty much almost done. They're actually going really fast too. So it's about 0.9 times hover speed for Sunbox in each one of these. I don't know exactly what the rates are or how many times hover speed. There are some gas spawning. It's just because I didn't spawn proof the floor, but this whole thing here is spawn proof. There's glass everywhere to make sure nothing at all spawns. Yeah, so the way these shulkerbox letters work is there's these comparators, which will take an output of the box. And this redstone block is giving 15 output, and this is giving 14 output. If this thing then fills up to 14 or 15, this will give an output of 15, which will update this observer, locking the hopper, which will be detected by this observer, which will then be, it'll push this piston back, which will break the shulker box, which will then turn off this to 14 again, and then that'll update it again and make it reset, and then a new shulker box will get popped out with this system here. You can see there's nothing in it really. And the shulker boxes do need to be filled. Yeah, I've run it for quite some time. And there's also a shulker box filling, so I need to show that. So here are a bunch of barrels, so you can just fill them with shulker boxes. You could probably upgrade this. You can definitely upgrade a ton of the systems in here. It's kind of the auto crafting part, and this part with the piston pushers is mainly designed by me. So yeah. So these will get pushed out into, yeah, this is the laggiest part right here. But they'll then get pushed into two separate different zones here and then pushed in. So if you're smart enough, you can know, okay, well, this side is out of shulker boxes, so we just need to fill in this side here, and that's going to fill in just that side with shulker boxes. Pretty simple. Yeah, it's actually really simple in terms of things. Yeah, you can see the shulker boxes are adding up. Yeah, but you can see how these piston conveyors work. There's also obsidian here with a stair to stop it from breaking. You can see the items get aligned with the stair. And then they're pushed down into this thing, which pushes them all into one spot again. Pushed over, aligned, and pushed over. You can see it's quite full right now. It's using pretty much 100% of the hoppers. So these last two, you can really see it takes a ton of hoppers to feed this thing. I think I can show my older design, which is right here. This is the first one I made about 2 weeks ago. So it has the same thing pretty much for the collection here. So the minecarts go back and forth, but this time we put them into shulkerbox loaders, and then the shulkerbox loaders break them, and then they get sorted from partially filled and filled because gold nuggets get in there, and yeah, it's not a great system. And then the partially filled ones get put into a box here, and then the full boxes get put into an intermittent storage here, which is right here. And then once this 10 column of chest fills up completely with this thing, we'll take an output and turn on a light to indicate how many slime bars full. Slime balls. And then if we press this button here, I'll turn on a little T flip-flop I made. And then turn off this redstone line, which will unlock these hoppers so that all the slime balls and shulker boxes can go into this chest, and then they'll get distributed into the 27 shulker box unloaders and crafters. So it takes the shulker boxes full of slime balls, it then ejects them here. They will then get emptied and then put into here. So it starts out the shulker box when this thing breaks the shulker box, and then it gets put into the same auto crafting thing we have in the other one, and then it gets put into a shulker box loader again. It's pretty nice. It's actually slightly different. No, it's the same design for a shulker box loader. Oh no, actually it's slightly different. A little bit less compact. Or a little bit more compact, sorry. And then that gets put up here. But the problem we had was this thing kept failing because they were tiled over too many times, I think, or something was wrong. But the items wouldn't get put into the shock box. They would stay in this dropper. So the timings were wrong. And then all the items got pushed down instead of to the side. And then that pushed them towards here into shulker boxes, and it was not good. Yeah, but obviously the thing with this thing is that it's really laggy. This is a very laggy machine, uses a ton of chests and a ton of hoppers and a ton of redstone. So with the new design, we can eliminate almost all of that and yeah, have a much cleaner system, at least in the bottom. You can see just how much smaller it is. And it's also completely chunk loaded by the slimes coming through, so nothing should ever break because these slimes are all based on one chunk, and it's pretty much like 90% of it is all here, but you would rather want to have someone in here in the nether. Like, just put about here, it's not that hard. Yep, the majority of it is loaded. The only part that's not loaded is the hoppers in the back here, which I'm now realizing. That's not too bad though. It's centered in the chunk too, so it's got a nice little, I don't even know what I put here, it's just like whatever pixel art I found online first, so whatever. Got nice walls I designed with these grindstone chains. Yeah. So I like the slime and the magma for sure. One of my favorite parts. This thing is all spawn proof on the top. The only part that's not spawn proof is in here, but it's mostly lit up. So the only thing you could possibly have spawning in here is pigmen. And what are you going to do about pigmen in the nether? You could put carpets down here, but then I feel like that deletes a bunch of the purpose of having this super cool decoration. But yeah, this thing keeps up with the slime balls pretty well, I like to think. But yeah. Then the full boxes go here, obviously. I don't know if I already showed this. And you definitely do not need a perimeter for this. This is not really that laggy of a thing. It's running at 16 MSPT right now. It definitely could be made less laggy, but I think it's fine for now. The portal here is sliced. You don't have to have it sliced. It just makes it look better and kind of more functionality. And you can also make the farm way bigger. Yeah, so it all runs on a clock, so there's not too much detection stuff, and you can toggle it on and off whenever you want. And we should see that yeah, none of this stuff is backed up at all. Yeah, completely fine. All right, so thanks for watching, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This definitely took a long time. You could also use this for a creeper farm or an iron farm or whatever. if you somehow have big enough of an iron farm to send them through that you can't collect it with a couple hoppers, but whatever. Yeah. So it's really just for the design and slime farms, because slime farms take a crap ton of stuff to do, and it automatically crafts all the slime balls into slime blocks, so it's really nice. It is also mainly dustless. There's only a couple pieces of dust. There's one here with the piston. I cannot, for the love of God, figure out how to change that. There is dust here. Not too much flashing dust. There's only one or two things of flashing dust. So it's that one. And I thought there was one more. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not good. Oh no, the soldiers. And this stuff has a little bit of redstone. Yeah, this stuff is definitely way more compact than the other one, and definitely makes way more sense than packing them into shulker boxes and then dealing with them, because you don't really use slime balls ever. Also, I kind of designed this sorter. I saw, or this item elevator, I saw a design where it detected the hopper instead of the dropper, and it seemed to work better, so yeah. Really lag friendly. Very lag friendly. And somehow that's missing. Okay. But yeah. So if you guys wanted to or no, I'm not doing a tutorial. There's going to be a schematic in the description if you want to use this. The reason you would probably get the schematic for a single player world, because this is ridiculous and you want to be able to test it out. So this, you can use it for slime farm, creeper farm, iron farm, anything that sends mass number of item or mobs to the Nether. I don't know what other farms do that. I'm not thinking about that right now. But yeah. Alright, so thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Schematic in the description.